Thank you. I have to speak in English, so somebody will have to interpret for those. I'm sure most of you understand English. My name has already been said. My name is Charity Misagavo, and I am vice chairperson for investments in the Ugandan Diaspora Patriotic Assembly. And also, that is aside, my most important moment for me standing here is because of Mr. Kigozi. As Mr. Musuki had said, we met Mr. Kigozi a month ago. The moment, the first day I met him, I made a decision. I made a decision that he is going to leave. It wasn't my decision, it is God's decision. I got the message from God. I went. Mr. Musuki called me and said, we've got work here to do. There is an interview we've got to do. I went, and he explained to me what the situation was. I said, you know what, as long as you think it is right, I am in. I'm coming in. So we met him, we did the interview, we talked a bit, but for me, he caught my heart. And for me, if I meet somebody for the first time, that is when I decide whether I'm going with this person or I'm not. Now, to cut all that story short, we did whatever we can, and of course, seeing his situation, he had lost hope. He explained to us he's been here for too long, and he didn't even think that his dead body could be accepted in Uganda. I sat back and I told him, I said, you know what, Mr. Kigozi, why would you say that? Why do you have to think about that now? You're still alive. Why don't you think about going back? You need to go there. You need to go back home while you're still alive. After 20 years, why would you think you cannot go now? I said, what would stop you? I said, myself, I said, look at me. My name is Charity. I'll do anything. I live by name. I'll do anything I can in my power. He can testify to that. I will do anything, and I'll make sure you go home while you're still alive. And he looked at me and said, you know what? The words you have just said, my life has changed. I am alive. I'm alive again. So we went on with the interview, and then we met other days and all that. As we go along, I listened to what he's gone through. I listened to his knowledge, his advice, and I said, oh Lord, I thank you today. I missed this man for the last, I've been here for 13 years. I said, if I had met Mr. Kigozi 13 years ago, I don't think we would be the same. I have, within 1 month, I have picked so much information from him. I cannot trade it. I cannot compare it with anything. He's got so much information. He is a humble person, simple, ready to help everybody. He's very kind, and for me, the only thing I can say, I'm honored to have met a man like him. And I really respect him. And he's done so much work for me. I come from Kabari. I say it as it is. I come from Kigozi. We Wachiga say it as it is. For me, I don't know. I look at all of you who have been around him. I hope you've learned something. Within 1 month I've learned so much. And I hope you people who have been around him for years and years, you've really learned something. He's an example to all of us. And I hope today, all of you, the moment you get out of here, go back and revisit your lives. See what you've done. Think, is there anything else I can do better than I'm doing? Can I do what? You're here because of him. Why are you here because of him? Because he has touched all of you. So, this is what I'm sending you with today. Please, go back home and think. Can we also, when we reach a certain time, will somebody stand up and say, oh, you have done this, you have done this. This is what we need to learn from. Now, another thing, I will thank Mr. Balinda. I'll thank our High Commission, Ugandan High Commission in London. They've been so very, very helpful. When we came up for this, when we started it off, and before I go that, this man here you see on the camera, that man you see behind this camera, he's the one, he is the reason why we're here. And the lady, Sharon, that lady there, she'll come and say something. These two people, as far as I'm concerned, they are the reason why we're here. We are able to come and see that Mr. Kigozi is going to go home. You are here for that reason. And Mr. Balinda, I thank you so much to have come. He came and met us. We invited him. He did not even think twice. He just said, you know what, I am coming. He put down everything. Now this is the change we've got here. It is different. Those all of you who think the embassy, the Ugandan embassy is not helpful in this country, it is. This is one of the examples you've seen in front of you. So anyone who has any issues or any help, please walk in there. You'll get the help you need. Now another thing is, I wanted to tell my sister here, thank you very much, nice to meet you. I worked with your father a bit, yeah, just a bit, but we'll talk about that later on. Now, what you've just said, we are already in the process. Mr. Kigozi is safe. We have already guaranteed that. We've cleared that. It's already cleared. Mr. Balinda can confirm that we've already cleared it by their help. Everything is okay. But I appreciate that you've already also in the background you've arranged something. But we will meet back and talk about it exclusively and work together. I appreciate that. I thank you, all of you, to have come here. Mr. Kigozi, I respect you. I'm humbled. I'm honored to have met you. Thank you very much.
Hello. Yes, we're rushing quick. I'll just say two things before I let these people go. The reason I chose to let her stay behind Nsobya kanze mukanda badegeze kusungulu. Ensonga lwaki nasazeewo bano bonna bajje ng'omukyalo no yakwogera. Nze gye nayigirizibwa omutima gw'eggwanga n'okwagala ensi yaabwe. Taata wo nabo ye yankwata mu ngalo nga mmaliriza okusoma kwange. Late Honorable Elia Kategaya. Bw'oba okijjukira mukwano nnyo gwa Lieutenant Kalmasco. Omwami oyo bakugamba nti bwe beetegereza y'omu ku batalina bbala mu byebufuzi b'e Uganda. So ekyamunyumiriza omukyalo ono nkyagamba nti olw'omutima gwa mwami Kigozi, namba bannange tutuuke wano tusimbewo akatiroza batera okuteesa nti mwami Kigozi waba asobola okugatta abatasanyusa eri gavumenti ate n'abali mu gavumenti, surely he is a national treasure. Kyabugagga kya ggwanga. Mwami Kigozi is a national hero. So ensonga lwaki bano bayimiridde wannaffe ne tuyimirira wano nti abakulu abalala banagarantinga safety yaabwe, ffe tujja kumala kugwa wansi mwami Kigozi alyoka agwe naye nga tukyayimiridde, no chance. So mwami Kigozi tweyama mu buweereza obulungi, ebbanga ne tukumanyidde okuba omuntu mulamu. Tweyama omukyalo ono omuwulidde ne contacts ze n'amaanyi ge. Tweyama olw'omukyalo ono n'amaanyi ge. Tweyama olwa Sseruganda n'abalala abali awo batannayogera. N'olwekyo amaanyi agalina okusukuma mwami Kigozi emyaka 2 surely kirudde nnyo, kiyise nnyo, tekisaanidde. Nayogera nga waliwo abakulu twateesa nabo ne mbagamba nti mwami Kigozi okubonaabona kyali kikyamu, tekisaanye kugumiikirizika, kisaana okutereezebwa. N'olwekyo lwali tuze kusanyuka kubanga obulamu bwa mwami Kigozi bisaanye okukwata. Mbasaba muddeyo mutuule, tweyongera ate okuwuliriza mikwano gya mwami Kigozi. Mwebale kuba Batutunamwa balala banange muweddeyo mikwano gya mwami Kigozi kuba kijja kuba kyabuyaza amanya tuve wano bagambe nti ebifaananyi bye gyakamula bajeoza gye gisinga okumwagala.
Yeebazibwe, njagala okwebaza Katonda olw'akaseera kano. Mwami Kigozi nateranga omusanga ewa mukulu mugalo nga anyumyanyumyanga naye muwulira ng'omwami anyumya bulungi ng'anyumya ebigambo eby'amagezi naye nga simanyi nti mwami Kigozi waliwo mwannyinaze gwe bayita mwami Sento nga basinga obungi mumumanyi. Ku lunaku about 3 weeks ago yajjako ku kyaki yaffe n'agamba nti mwannyinaze omanyi kubanga nze mumanyi onve Mulago nakulanda nakulanga naye mulaba kwe kaba tumanyiganye. N'agamba nti mwannyinaze ebintu byenkoze bingi nywedde nnyo ngenda ne waleti ng'ejjudde n'enzira awaka nga nkalu naye mpulira njagala okusemberera Katonda. Bwina kompyuta mu kanisa nga sobola kujja naye kati mpulira newaddeyo njagala kutandika kujja mu kanisa. Kibi nnyo nti leero taliiwo. Bwe yamala okusaba mu kyaki yaffe nga zze n'ayatula obulokozi n'agamba nsazeewo okulokoka ne tumusabira. Bwe twakimalisa saavisi nga tuddayo n'atugamba nti nina omwami gwe ngenda okulaba bamuyita mwami Kigozi mulwadde alina kansa naye nga tesimutegeera nti oyo omwami gwe nali ndabyeko. N'agamba ne tumugamba nti kyandibadde kirungi twandigenzeyo ne tumusabira naye kyetaaga omala omugamba tulyoke tugende tumusabire. N'agamba kale Katonda engeri gy'agatamu ebintu bino yanjawulo. Twali tuli awo nga omukyala Charlotte oyo omukyala ayimiridde awo ng'ambulira ensonga y'emu ng'agamba kyandibadde kirungi bannange ne mujja nemusabirako omwami ono era nga boogera omwami Kigozi anzigiddeyo ebifaananyi abindaze. Nengamba omwami ono nali mulabyekoko ewa mukulu mugalwa abo baweerereza ssente ng'ayogera ebigambo eby'amagezi. Nengamba naye oba ekifaananyi kyekino naye bwe mutunuulira ndaba nga kyekyo. Kati olwaleero mumwannyinaze n'atukubira n'agamba nti tewali muntu agenda kulembera mukolo guno okusaba okuggyako mu abasumba bange mmwe muba mugenda kubanga kati erya mwannyinaze lyavaako ate ne tufuuka abasumba. Mukama yeebazibwe. Ekitegeeza mwami Kigozi musajja kwegamba ebigambo siyinza bikozesa naye okulaba nga otuleese naffe mu kifo ekifaanana bwe kiti ekitegeeza oli musajja wa mugaso, oli musajja wa muwendo. Ebigambo ebirungi bannaye kambagulira abooluganda oba baganda baffe byetaaga byogerweko ng'omuntu ng'akyali mulamu, tebyetaaga kwogerako ng'omuntu amaze okufa. Mwami Kigozi akoze ebintu bingi ebirungi mu byogedde, ekyo nkyebaliza Katonda.
Tweyanziza nnyo olwa mesaje ezo zonna. Ngenda kusaba Mr. Balinda ajja abuuze ku bannayuganda z'okusooka bayitana. Mr. Kigozi ajja kusaba omuwerekereko mukama waffe kati okukibuuzaamu. Twenda kukukulirako mu ngalo mwami Kigozi ne Mr. Balinda First Minister National Commission abajja okubabuuzaako.
Having heard from all these people that have spoken today, I don't know where to begin from. But first and foremost, greetings to you all, my fellow Ugandans. I'm happy that I'm in your midst on behalf of the government of Uganda. First, I want to thank you so much for the great words of wisdom and encouragement that you've spoken unto us and to Mr. Elly Kigozi. I bring greetings from Uganda High Commission. I joined the High Commission end of June last year. I'm 1 year in London, and I also bring you greetings from Uganda. I want first and foremost to commend the great work you, our colleagues, our brothers and sisters, our parents, the diasporans are doing back home. The remittances from the diasporans surpass what Uganda gets from coffee exports. And as we know, coffee used to be one of the leading foreign exchange earner for our country. But the contributions that you send home through sending school fees to your children, spending money to look after your parents, putting up a small structure, starting up a small business home, aggregated together surpass all the earnings from coffee exports. So that's a very big contribution to our country. A lot of things have been said or portrayed about the negative side of Uganda. Human beings always want to talk about the negative aspects of everything. That's our nature. I don't blame anybody about it. But I want to assure you, Uganda is not what it is now. Those of you who left it in the 80s, in the early 90s, in the early 2000s, that image is no longer the same. Yes, there are shortcomings, there are mistakes, including families. In our own families, we all have those shortcomings. But the core goal of the country is to see Uganda as a medium income country by 2040. And we are focused and we are moving towards that direction. Nothing whatsoever will deter us from achieving our objectives, because we resolved to work together as a team to move our country forward. I therefore take this opportunity to encourage you all Ugandans that Uganda is our motherland, whether we like it or not. Uganda is our identity. Uganda is the identity of our children. I would re-echo once Mr. Kivumbi gave us. It doesn't matter how many years you live here. It doesn't matter how many years your children live here, even if you have a British passport. You need to sort out that problem of identity. Your roots, they still count a lot. So parents, ensure that you take back your children to where they belong. Let them go and visit. Let them go and listen to what their fellow age mates talk about. Let them go and see the other side of life, so that they also begin developing a sense of belonging. Our High Commission is open to assist in any way possible to every Ugandans with whichever problems you have. Please come. Forget the past. A lot has been said about our High Commission. Things have changed. The new High Commission, who also came at the same time last July, like me, is Dr. Professor Joyce Chikafunda. She came with a new mandate to mobilize and organize Ugandans in their diaspora. And that's the mantle that I have now. I head the diaspora desk. Please approach me. Feel free to call upon me anytime, whether day or night. I work in both environments. I work back as a Ugandan, you know our methods of work, and as a Briton, because I'm in a new generation. So don't fear to call me after work. My mobile number is on, and I want to give it to you now. If you want any assistance to do with the consular, to do with information, to do with opportunities for investment, to do with anything, please call upon me. I'm your representative here. I came to serve. And the High Commissioner is open to receive you any time of the day, as long as we are there. We were sent to serve, and we are willing to serve. So my mobile number is 0744 8 500 792. And I'm called Alfred Balinda. Now back to Mr. Kigozi, the reason why we are here. Yeah, less than a month, I was approached by Mr. Yusuf. He explained to me what he has already told you. I don't want to take much of the time. And I said, of course, why can't I intervene? I agreed to meet Mr. Kigozi. He told me everything about him, and I said, no, even the worst criminals have had amnesty to go back to their countries. Even Kony rebels, Kony fighters, who have maimed people's, they have killed, they have cooked human beings in pots, they have forced human beings to eat fellow human beings, they have done the worst atrocities you can imagine. If they can be pardoned to go back to their motherland, why not Major Kigozi? So outrightly I resolved that I will do whatever is possible within my means to ensure that we facilitate his going back. And I want to assure you and report today that all the necessary steps have been done. Mr. Kigozi is going back home soon. We are doing the paperwork, and as soon as it's complete, Mr. Kigozi will be able to go back home into his motherland, to have his dreams come true. About security, Uganda is a very secure country. Uganda does not hold personal vendettas. So before this audience, I want to guarantee everybody that, like every other citizen, Mr. Kigozi's security is guaranteed. And we will do whatever is possible within our means as the government to ensure that nothing happens to Kigozi. There's nothing that is going to happen here. This I have guaranteed. So those who had worries, please be rest assured. And finally, I also want to thank you, Mr. Kigozi, for believing in us and for trusting in us. I believe the Lord will give you long life, and He will see you meet your dreams as you have them. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me.